Ooh. So I've just finished roasting, so I'm just going to talk through what we do as a process as roastery, how we roast our beans. Our lessons came from a traditional roaster at first, and then we went out to see other roasteries around the country, see how they do it. A lot of things on Google as well, learning about different profiles for roasting. Even there was a thing called profiling for roasting to control the curve and the rise and fall of the beans as they are roasting. So for us, it all starts with the green beans. Get them in, we source them through 3 different brokers, which all guarantee really high grade crop. What we do as a process is weigh them out into individual batches, which are then roasted separately. So for instance, our espresso has 3 components, each one is roasted separately to bring out the best in that individual bean. So we'd weigh out for that one the Brazil, the Honduras and the Kenya, and then roast them separately. They're weighed out in tubby buckets, fantastic little things. You can tip them, just pour them in anything you like, super versatile, they're absolutely great to use. Put them in our 1950s Vittoria roaster, which we've got programmed up to a software which profiles the roast. So we drop them in, you obviously get a drop in temperature when you put in a cold mass into the hot drum. So it's trying to control that so it doesn't drop too far, so you end up getting baked flavour. So it's controlling the drop, and then from there you want to kind of dry it out. So there's a phase called a drying out phase after the drop, where you start up to 100 degrees, gradually building to get that rise. So you dry it out before you start cooking it. Once you start cooking from 100 degrees up to 195, you really want to ramp that up and get a good rise on the coffee to bring up the flavour, get it right up to a process called first crack. First crack's just an explosion like popcorn, where it doubles in size, it goes endothermic, starts releasing its own energy, and from there you want to control it nice and gently to bring out the flavour in the last little bit of the detailing of the coffee. We decide when to dump through a number of different things. A lot of the start was trial and error. So you try it to where you think it looked great and the profile looked good, so you dump it based on how it looked at first. From there we cup it, and then we decide whether we want it to go a little bit darker or a little bit lighter the next time. So that's the basic part of the process on the roasting side. From there we bag it, gas flush, which adds nitrogen into the bags. So it's not to give it a long shelf life, it's basically to give it its best possible chance that when you open it, it's at its best condition. Once it's opened, it's got about maybe 2 weeks max really of getting the best flavour out of it, but until that point it's really well preserved in nitrogen. And that's kind of a quick talk through of what we do as a process as a roastery. Comment below if you've got any questions, or just send us a message direct and see what you reckon. Thanks very much.